and share my screen. Again, if you have any other questions, just feel free to put something in the chat or to unmute yourself and ask me any questions. Alrighty, so you should be seeing my screen for command right now. If you can't, let me know. But this is where you need to start first. You need to log into your command site using your MyKW username and password. And what you want to do is you can click on this red button right here, and it'll actually show you the different like applets that we have here. And so you want to be under that consumer app right there. You can see that I have some different landing pages that I've messed with or played around with just to test certain sites and things like that. But where we want to start off is this agent site pages. You can see it's showing my website over here already. So I can, right click on that and view that as we go a little bit. It's got my own URL over there. Looks like my own website, what I set up, stuff like that, right? But if you're thinking like I am, well, how did he get started? Or where do I start from here? What you can do is you can scroll down on here and go to the configure your site. So right there. Or if you see it right over here too, you can see configure your site right there too. So I'm going to click on configure your site here. And again, I want to start from, just starting from the ground up, the basics here. And so we just want to click on, I want to use the new KW agent site. So this is going to take us through a guide that's going to show us each step of what we need to do to just get the website set up, okay? So I'm going to, try to give as much detailed knowledge as here as possible. And then, like I said, towards the end of the training, what I'd like to do is just show you how to create a separate landing website as well, too. So maybe add like testimonials, to add maybe like per teams, they can add team members on there, things like that. So I'm just going to click get started here, though. Acknowledge and continue. What you're going to notice is on the left-hand side the entire time is it's going to show us what we're editing on the left. And on the right is going to be what we are like editing at the same time. So you can see the first thing here is that subdomain. So if you've been with KW for a little bit, you know that a lot of the URLs are like yourname.kw.com. I just clicked on and I just put mcarevolution.kw.com. But for example, what you could do is you could put, barbmartin.kw.com and claim that domain. So just for example there. And then you just click on confirm domain and you can see, okay, congrats, you've claimed that. That is now your website there. So perfect. The next thing we want to do is click on this marketing profile information here. Okay, it's going to ask you just, to fill out some basic information about yourself. So your first name, last name. It's going to automatically choose our market center, which is good. That's what we want. Jenny just asked, can you put more than one domain to your site? So yeah, you can actually set this up once you're done setting up your website. You can have this website or your other domains be forwarded to this site. So, and that's something I can help you out with as well too. But yes, you can have multiple domains going to this website. So good question. Your market center address here, which is our address, and then, your team or business name. Now, for me, again, I'm just using myself as an example that, obviously our business name is Keller Williams Revolution. So I just put that there. Your professional title for an agent, you would put broker there. Your email, your office number, and that's your number to be specific there. That does not have to be our number at all. And then your mobile number, short little biography to put in there, your license number, and then the compliance and legal footer, what that's looking for is right here on the bottom. So what I put there is that each office is independently owned and operated. I think that's just a good practice, like what I would call like a best practice to have, is to put that on the bottom right there. And you can do that, like I said, right through that compliance/legal footer. I didn't put our broker license number on there. I put our phone number there. And this compliance legal/legal footer link 1 would be if you wanted to add more on the bottom. So you can see like how I'm typing right here, how it's adding more there. So if you wanted, for whatever reason, maybe to put like something else down there too, whether that be an address, whether that be, Keller Williams Revolution, whatever it might be, you can add that right there. So I just wanted to show you what that section is for. You can also add an image for the legal footer too. So if you wanted to put your logo or anything, or our logo on the bottom, you can do that as well. So really you can make this bottom part as clean and as nice as you want to make it. Okay, now I'm going to go down to the imagery section here. Your profile picture, that's, obviously just your agent photo should be going in there. And you can see that will go right in this little circle right here. So I uploaded my picture there and put it there. And then ask for your market center/brokerage logo. So I put our logo right there. Now, if you're wondering how to get the logo, you can always, number one, you can always ask me for it, and I can always send you the logos. Another way to get it though too is I'm going to go to this other, I'm going to go to KW Connect here. And it might prompt you to log in, but it's just your MyKW login. And if you actually go under resources and go to marketing and go to logos and branding, scroll down, and you can type in Revolution here, and you can always download any of those logos. So there's black and white ones, any grayscale ones, any colored ones are all right here for you. So if you're ever wondering and you're working on something on your own, and maybe it's, like middle of the night or something, and, I have not to be responding or something like that, this is a great spot for you to go to. Connect has that resource of our logo right there. So I just wanted to show you where that was. But yeah, you would add that logo right here. And again, if you were a team and you wanted your own logo there, you could add that here. So it kind of shows you, for example, like, okay, so here's the KW one, and then it would be like / your logo here. So you can see mine is just that KW logo right there. Let me go down again. Okay, and then the next thing it's gonna do is ask for your social media accounts, right? So one of the things that I did here is I went to Facebook, and all I did was click on my profile here, which is just usually your name with your photo there. And then you just copy and paste this URL. So you just copy this, and then you paste that into command right here. If you have a Twitter, it'd be the same thing there. LinkedIn, very similar, that you just are clicking on your name. Instagram, same thing, that you would go to Instagram. And you can even do that on a website here, even with Instagram. And you can click on your photo here and literally copy here and paste that there. So pretty much any of your profile sections, you just copy and paste that link into this social media section here. And then it automatically has your app link, so your consumer app. So we basically went through some pretty basic stuff here, but before I move forward, anyone have any questions? Again, you can unmute yourself and put it in here, or if you want to put it in the chat section, go ahead and do that. I do have that open right now too. Nope. Okay. I'm going to move forward then, and we can always go back to. So next what you're going to do is you're going to click Save and Continue. And the next thing it's going to have us do is kind of choose some theme options that we can mess with. So on the right-hand side, it's going to basically ask, okay, do you want any Keller Williams logo on your webpage to be red or black? So that's what that dark or red is. So I'm going to keep mine red because that's what I've had it. But that's all that is there. The next thing it's going to ask is your homepage text. So that's, if you can see where my mouse is at right here, it's this section here. Usually there's something there, right? So maybe I wanted to put something over here, right? Like, so it usually opts to say like, find your dream home, okay? So you can replace that with anything what I would call maybe like a slogan or maybe a saying that you have, right? I just didn't have anything to put there for mine. And then what's going to ask you is this picture right here. You can see that on my website that what I did, go back to that. I replaced this picture here with the picture that I wanted to put in there. And again, I was just testing it out, messing with it a little bit, but you can replace that right over here. Okay, so you can see how I replaced that hero image right when they would come in here. You can do that as well too by just uploading photos into here. Now you can put up to 5 images in there, okay? If not, if you don't put anything in there, it's not like it's going to be blank. There's going to be photos that go out, and there'll be 5 of them, like a slideshow. But you can put your own photos if you want to. So now we do have a couple photos, not very many, that have like a Keller Williams, like RKW Revolution, like the picture of the outside of our front, a picture of ISU as well. So if that's ever useful and you would want a couple of those, we do have a couple pictures, but not very many. So, okay. And then that's all we have for this section here for the style and theme. So we're going to hit save and continue. Okay, so this next section is going to take us through each one of the 3 automatic pages that our website first has, okay? So you can see in the navigation here, it's going to show 3 different things: the company profile, the about me, and the contact us, okay? So again, it seems like, okay, well, there's only 3 of them, and that's why I want to go a little bit into, well, there are some options to make more pages as well. So what I want to do is take you through each one of these sections, explain how to fill this part out, and then, like I said, towards the end of our training, we'll go into how do you create your own landing page and link that to your website. So first off, you can change the way that these show up on your website however you want them to show up. You can see right now, for me, it's just the company profile, the about me, and the contact us. Excuse me. And then for each one, what it's going to ask me to do, so I'm on the company profile section right now, and it's going to ask me to, you can change the page title here, which normally this would just be called company profile. You can see I just changed it to KW Revolution. And then it's also going to let me change the URL slug. What that really means is if I click on here, you can see that it says the name of my website, and then it says /KW Revolution. So you actually get to choose what that name is, right? So you get to choose what that is, all right? So you can see last time I was using this for a example here, it was actually for Barb. So, but an SEO description, SEO is search engine optimization. And so what that really is basically is, think about when you go to Google, right? And the first thing maybe you search is, I'm just going to use like watches, right? SEO does, it's what shows you the first things that are ranked up here, right? So you can see watches.com is the first thing, and same thing with like this movement watches, Macy's. That's what SEO does. So similar when you type in like homes in Bloomington, Illinois, right? You can see all these ad ones, but then you can see, okay, well, Zillow ranks number 1, then Trulia, then Realtor.com, you know, and then we go into, if I keep going, it's going to show me like some other homes or other people's websites as well, you know. So it takes a while when you actually get to agents' websites. So that's why I always say, like, yes, SEO is important, but it does take a while for you to actually develop it into something really clear. So what I always describe is, for an SEO description, like, for example, if I was a real estate agent, what I would be doing here is like, Jacob Selecki has served real estate, the Central Illinois real estate market for, I don't know, say 3 years. Serving McLean County, or serving like Bloomington, things like that. So you want to have like keywords that will let your description be showing up first. So things like that. Okay, the next part is the content here. So this is the actual content of this page here. So the first thing it's going to ask me to have that page header, and yours might say company profile right there. It's just letting you change that. So if you want to, I always like that when I look at this section, this is a great opportunity for you to put in here, like examples for buyers and sellers. You can see that I did that before as an example here, right? So here's what to do to list your home, things like that. So that's an option to do right there if you're not on a team. If you're on a team, this is a great section to put like what your company does, things like that. You can also use this as, what does Keller Williams do, and replace the pictures and stuff like that too. But you can see you can change that image there. You have a little intro paragraph where I put that buyers and sellers, and then you have 2 sections here as well. So you can put images, replace those images that are there. And as always, you can always replace these footers here. So there is this footer section right here. And I just put like contact me for a free CMA. You can put that into anything, or you can even remove that altogether if you don't want anything there too. But I hope this makes sense, and this is pretty self-explanatory, just walking through this initially. But this is the company profile page. I'm going to continue to the next page. And you can tell that the next page, what we're on here, is the About Me section. So same thing where it's going to have you do your SEO, the page title, the URL, and the description. And then it's going to have you walk through the content again. So, the page title, I just put my name, your title, and then I put like About Jacob. And it may actually automatically put your bio in here for you because that's in the marketing profile section. But then you can see that you can change the way this shows up. So you can see that it says contact Jacob, and then I have my phone number as well as my email right there too. And then the footer stays the same that we had before too. So I'm going to click continue. And then it takes us to the last page that we have provided for us. So it's going to walk us through that SEO again. Same thing with the content, that you can change the way this says. So if you don't want this to say contact us, you want to say contact me, you can have that on there. You can put an intro paragraph here. So if you want to put something about like why they should contact you or something about you, that's something you can put in there. Now you can also see right here in this message here, it actually gives them a hint here, and I just kept that the way it was. And then you put your phone number and your email down there. So that is pretty much the basics of setting up your website. So we want to hit save and continue next. It's going to say, okay, so you're done setting this up. What you're going to do after that is you're going to exit out of this by just clicking that X on the top right. So then the next question is, okay, so if I go to my new URL, is it all set up? Is it good to go? The answer is almost. So what you have to do is after you do this, you're going to go. First, what I want you to notice is if you don't have anything set up before, you'll notice that you'll have this set up now, where you'll see all these web pages active here, okay? But to make the page actually active, what you have to do is you have to go over to this site and app settings here. So I'm going to click on that, and it'll take you right to here, this first section, this general section here. And what you're going to see is that your button right here might not be green. So you have to click on that to turn it on, and that'll actually sync your website to your page. Now I want you to notice as well here, this site and app settings that I clicked on, this actually gives a couple options for you here to edit some things within your website too, instead of going back to where we just were. So you can see that hero text can be changed from right here. That hero image that I had here can be changed as well. And then also your app website, which I'll explain that and show you that in 1 second. You can change the hero text right there too. So I just want you to notice that. If I click on this URLs here, you're going to see that our URL that we claimed before is right here. So you can change that if you need to at any point as well here. The theme that we went through last time, you can change that. and then those site pages as well, right? So I don't know if you noticed on my website, but there was one little mess up, right? It actually showed that there was like 4 different pages, okay? So what I really wanted it was to only be like 3 pages. So when we go through how to create a new agent site, meaning like it's a landing page is completely different from what we just went through, you have to actually add it to this section here to be on your website. So what I mean by that is I created a separate website or a separate page on my site, okay? And what I needed to do is I have to add that to this section here. And so you can add pages here, and it's going to ask for saying, it's going to show all the sites that you have as agent site options. This will make more sense when I go towards the part of creating a different part of your agent site, so a different landing page to be specific. So you can create a new site, or you would select the ones that you would want on there. So, and for example, I wanted to delete one of these pages. So if I click on that here, I can actually delete that there. Are there any questions that you guys have on these site settings yet? No? Okay. The next thing I want to go through is really taking you through, I've talked about this several times already, creating your own agent site, like landing page. So let me first describe what a landing page is. So landing page, for example, is when we went through, and let's use this company profile for example here, okay? This by itself is a landing page, okay? There's no, like, it is just this page, that is all, okay? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to go on to this design section here. I'm gonna click there. So yep, I'm gonna leave, that's fine. And you're gonna see that there's options that say agent site. So we're gonna click on that actually. You can see that I've messed with a couple different options here, all right? But you wanna hit the plus sign and then just hit next. That's fun. Once you do that, again, mine is not working for whatever reason, but you can see that one of my test ones, I'll click on that. But when you hit plus and hit next, it should take you to something like this. So I apologize for this not working exactly. But it'll take you to a web page like this, okay? So you can see it's completely blank. There's no content in here. There's nothing on here at all yet. And you can see I just named it test. So for example, though, let's just say I was creating this as a testimonials page. Okay. And you want to create this web page for people to be able to leave testimonials on your website. Okay. So you're going to see there's a lot of different options here on your right-hand side. Basically what they decided was, hey, let's give agents the option to really create their own website however they want to. The bad part of that is that there's some things that are a little bit difficult to do. So I'm really going to focus on this part of just the widgets and the content blocks and the layout. But there are more options where literally you can edit different styles and decorate this however you want. So what I'm going to show you first is, like I said, think of this is a blank canvas, blank piece of paper of you creating and styling your own website, okay? So let's focus on the example of using this as a testimonials page though. So for example, let's say what you want right away is, I want my profile to show up here first, okay? So you can see that agent profile, right? Maybe that's something that you want to show up, okay? Or you want your company profile or contact form, right? So you can see for a team as well that they can put their stuff all on here too, where they have a whole meet the team section on here. But for example, what we want is we want here to have a testimonial carousel here. What that's going to do is it's going to show you all your testimonials that you've had from the beginning, okay? So if you have any testimonials on Zillow or on your website, you can actually, when we can configure this widget, you can actually put your testimonials on here yourself, copy and paste that. So I'll show you that in 1 second. Well, let's say you also want to add, well, I want like them to be able to like click on this here, this capture form, and you can see that you can actually have them leave a review on your website for you. So you can see that, okay, what I did is I created a spot where they can see my testimonials as well as capture their information if they want to leave a testimonial on my website. All right, so great. We can see that these two things are not configured. They're just on the website that we're building, for example. So to get these to actually work, you want to click on this part that says configure widgets here. Okay, so now it's going to, from here, ask you to put, put reviews or something like that, right? And we're looking for first name, last name, you know, last initial, city. Those are the things that we're looking for, right? So we're gonna hit save and apply here. So we can obviously see that, like, well, there are no selected testimonials yet, so we need to actually have those on there and have those ready, but that's where we're kind of, those will be housed. And then that lead capture form, let me go and click this next. You can see that this right here now is, you can change this to say, you know, Keller Williams Revolution here. And this is just, you're editing this section right here. So where it says headline text and right here, this is what you're editing right now. And you can change that description right over here, all in there, and hit save and apply. Obviously I haven't changed anything there, but now you can see that this is actually active here, right? So if someone put their name, last name, address, and how long they've been a client and the actual review on here, you can actually preview that testimonial and put that in there too. So again, I'm just using this as an example to show you, you can create another website through designs in this section here too. So I don't want to go too deep into it because I know it is a little more of a complex section. So what I want to offer to each one of you guys, or whoever sees this video in the future, is if you have questions or you're like, hey, this is just a little bit over what I know how to do, seriously contact me, and I can help walk you through how to create some landing pages that would be helpful for you. But from here, what you would want to do next is hit save changes. So we'd want to save this and publish this right now. So we can see that, okay, that was obviously published, and now you can actually see that it's on our agent pages here, right? It's just not on our website yet. And that's why I said that once you create your new page, you actually have to go to site and app settings, go to those site pages, and if I wanted to add that page that I just messed with, you could go to add page, and then we can click on that testimonials page, and then now that'll show up. So I can obviously want to name that page like reviews or something like that. Just name this reviews and say, please leave a review for me. Something along those lines. Hit save page changes. And now if I go to here to my website, you can see that section for reviews is now in there. Again, obviously I didn't change a lot of things on it yet, but I just wanted to give an example of what that does. Before we log off or end our training today, I just wanted to open it up for any questions. Just a quick review. What we went through was initially starting your website, initially getting up, just for use in general. Then what we went through is how do you create your own separate page, your own landing page, and how to link that onto your website, okay? Again, I'm recording this, so what I will do is I will post this on YouTube, so if you're looking to go back through anything that we went through today, you should be able to find that resource on there. But before I end, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Is there anything else that you guys have questions on?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, I will end the training, but seriously, feel free if you're messing around with this later on or anything like that to give me a call or email and I will help you guys out.
Thanks, Jacob.
No problem. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate it.
Mhm.